Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Well, let's talk about narratives. I noticed watching some SEC network programming, the good old fine bombers like the SEC, good old boys on the SEC podcast have created a narrative for Kentucky. Since they can't go after our offense, they want to go after our defense. So our offense, they can't really say anything. We got Kenny Minchie, we got Lance Hurd, Colton Price, our offensive line is good. Our running backs and receivers, for the most part, tight end, good. Offense, probably going to be pretty good offense, okay? So they went after Jay Bateman, our defensive coordinator. I say went after. They used him as an example of why we won't be any good on defense. And this is what they said. Gave up too many points at Texas A&M. Now, if you just look at the scores, well, yeah, if you don't look into the numbers and you just look at scores and are so lazy, you don't look at the numbers, you'll think, well, yeah, they gave up too many points. Let's talk about what they did last year. They were 36 in total defense. And you go, 36, Okay, so let's talk about their scores. First game, they won 42-24, UTSA. UTSA throws the ball. They could have put in backups after a while. They gave up 24 points to UTSA. Won. Second game, win Utah State 44-22. Okay, 22 points. They probably played some backups. Third game, Notre Dame 41-40. Okay, but it was Notre Dame, so it was a shootout. But they ended up winning. Okay, so that was 40 points was a lot. Okay, that's one. Next game, Auburn, they won 16-10. They gave up 10. Next game, Mississippi State 31-9. Okay, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They gave up 10-9. They won. Florida 34-17. Won. Okay, did what you're supposed to do. Then they go on the road to Arkansas. They won 45-42. So they gave up 40-something on that game, and they got in a shootout. But they won. LSU 49-25. The next game. 25 to LSU. Not that bad. Missouri 38-17. They only gave up 17. Not bad. We're getting, we're in SEC games now. So South Carolina. Now, it was a home game against South Carolina. They won 31-30, so they gave up 30. Happens. Sometimes it's a shootout. They won. They shut out Samford 38-0. We won't count that. Then, Texas at Texas. They lost their first game of the season on the last regular season game, 27-17. They gave up 27. Not bad, And then in the playoffs against Miami, who went to the championship game, Indiana, 10-3. They only gave up 10 points. Okay, so you go. I look. Okay, so if you take out the Notre Dame, there were 3 bad games. Notre Dame, 41-40. Arkansas, 45-42. South Carolina, 31-30. They played 13 games, 10 games. Defense played pretty well. So let's look at the numbers, which is something. Why would you look at numbers? I mean, that would take time and effort, and you could just say, well, Kentucky's going to suck, and Jay Bateman sucks, because that's easy. Well, hell, right? But if you look at the numbers, it doesn't tell the whole story. It tells the whole story, not just saying it, making it true. As I said, they were number 36 in the country, which, not great. They gave up 21 points a game. Okay, yeah, those 3 games, you take out those 3 games, but yeah, they gave up 21 points a game. Okay, not great, but, could be worse. Against the pass, they allowed 56% completion rate. Pretty good. 56% is low. They gave up 176 yards a game, which, not bad. Okay, nobody got to 200. They gave up 1.3 touchdowns through the air per game. And other teams' offense averaged 30 pass attempts a game. Okay. Not great, but, not great, but not bad. Not bad at all. Against the rush, they gave up 130 yards rushing a game. Okay. Little, you would like that to be, under 100 would be great, but very rarely. But yeah, in the SEC now, come on. 4.2 yards. Okay, that's not great. It's not awful, but, it's not great, but it's good. 4.2 yards a carry. And they averaged 1.0, so right at 1 touchdown, rushing touchdown a game. on 31 attempts per game. So I noticed that in 13 games, the opposition averaged 31 pass attempts, 31 rushing attempts. So it's pretty balanced, okay? Total yards, 307 yards a game. Once again, you're in the SEC and you're playing Notre Dame. So yeah, I mean, obviously you want to be under 300. So not great, but not terrible, okay? The opposition averaged 60.5 yards, 60.5 plays per game, which is pretty good, holding somebody to 60 plays, not bad. Now, they didn't get a lot of turnovers. The defense only averaged 0.08 turnovers a game. So that's probably got them a little bit. Now, they had, now let's talk about sacks. They were in the top 5 in sacks, okay? Some people have them, looking at the numbers, depending on what site you go on. Someone had them at 50 sacks, someone had them at, so I just went on college football. 43 sacks for the entire year, minus 327 yards for those offenses. So 43 sacks in 13 games, pretty good. That's top 5, no matter what numbers you look at, okay? Miami, I think they had Miami ahead of them and one other team. But yeah, 43 sacks. Third down defense, number 1 in the nation, 22.6% on third down. Not bad. So they sacked the quarterback and they stopped the team on third down. Not bad. Now, you can look at the other numbers and inflate them. But if you look at the numbers and who they played, Notre Dame, and then, of course, the SEC schedule, and they play Miami in the playoffs, which, not bad, okay? When in the games that they had to play well in, Texas, okay, they gave up 27, but it was at Texas. And, of course, in the playoffs, they only gave up 10 points. So, yeah, Jay Bateman. I think Jay Bateman's going to be fine, okay? I don't buy into this narrative that, well, Jay Bateman's no good because they gave up too many points. Come on, man. Look at the damn stats, will you guys? I mean, why these people are so lazy. So, look, they can't really dog out our offense, so they're looking for something to dog out, and they just looked at a piece of paper that had Texas A&M score on it, and they went, oh, that was a lot of points they gave up. So whatever, okay. So as you know, look, we're going to play a 4-2-5, and I'm sure I don't know how much we're going to blitz, but yeah, Jay Bateman, we're going to go after the quarterback. So I didn't watch a lot of their games. I think I did watch the Miami game, and it was a good game. Look, sometimes we're gonna get to the quarterback, and sometimes we're not. And when you don't, you get burned long. Okay, so kind of reminds me of the old Chicago Bears 46 Buddy Ryan defense, where look, we're coming after your quarterback, and you stop us. Now I don't know how much we'll blitz, and I don't know what kind of zone blitz style. Maybe Jay Bateman won't blitz a lot. Maybe he will. I think we will. I think we're gonna have to take chances to win games. So look, guys, like I always say, if you watch my channel, don't look for validation from ESPN and the SEC Network and the Five Bombers. You're never going to get it. They love John Summerall, and they love Auburn's coach. I can't think of his name now. And they love it, and then our coach is third. And you can't count Lane Kiffin. So yeah, look, it's always, never look for validation from them. You're not going to get it. And, so I always say that. So yeah, look, our defense is deep. If you look at our depth chart, and we talked about it on a live last night, we got a lot of good defensive players. Our depth at defensive line, we are like 8 deep on defensive line. Linebacker, okay, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, but we play 2. So Sam Green's going to come back. The back end, defensive, look, Nichols, Sykes, Ty Bryant's going to be the star position or the rover position, the nickel back. And look, we got a lot of people in the back end. I think our defense, I've already said it, I think our defense is going to be sneaky good. That's what I think. Now, will we gamble? Maybe. Maybe we'll gamble. Will it work? I don't know. I'll let you know. People are, pointing at that Alabama game. Everybody's pointing at that game because that's a talking point, and I get it. But yeah, there's 12 games, so none of them are easy. We do not play Mississippi State. We do not play Arkansas. We do not play Auburn. So yeah, we play all the hard teams. So I'm saying there's a pathway to 6 wins, but don't, to sit there and dog out the defense and not do your research. I mean, come on. If we sack the quarterback 40-something times, I'll take the points, okay? Because we're probably going to be in some games. Yeah, and if we're number 1 in third down defense in the country, I'll take that. So Texas A&M lost their last 2 games, but once again, they lost by 10 and they lost by 7. It's not like they were getting blown off the field. And yeah, sometimes they gave up a lot and they had to score in some shootouts. That's the way our games are going to be, guys. There's going to be some games. It may be a 40-30 in the 40s and the 30s, but there's going to be games where it's going to be, 20-17 or something like that. So look, it's going to be the flow of the game. I believe in our defense. I believe in Jay Bateman. Look, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Before I go, the only thing I'm kind of, as we go through the summer here, we're kind of whiffing on offensive linemen here. I'm not worried about it because it's Will Stein and he's going to get the players he wants. But on high school players, we picked out a lot of defensive players. More defensive players than offensive players out of high school. And we got some good defensive players. So I'm happy about that. You got to run the ball. And you got to stop people. If you're new and you're just watching this for the first time, scoring is fine, as we found out with the air raid. You can score all you want, but you better be able to stop somebody and you better be able to run the ball. Because if you don't, we're not gonna sit here and outscore people like the air raid, and we're not gonna outscore at Texas A&M, at Oklahoma, LSU. No, we will run the ball and play defense, as Will Stein says. Pass to score. Pass to score, run to win. He has said that. So, yeah, I believe in that. Yeah, pass to score, but run to win. So, look, if you're not subscribed, hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to do at least 1 live every week, maybe 2. Basketball, real quick, we got the player we wanted to get, Milan, whatever his last name is. So everybody's happy about that. I'm glad we got him. So yeah, we should have, Mark Pope should have something to work with. So now all he's got to do is coach the team, right? How hard can that be? But looking forward, let's get excited about football. Our first game is not on TV, Youngstown State, as of right now, unless they change it. It's on the app. So yeah, you have to have SEC Plus and ESPN Plus. And I hate that the first game is not on there, but I have the app, and we will do the first game. We will do a watch party. I'll have a pregame show, and we'll do a watch party, and I have a postgame show. So I will go I think you can go 3.5, 4 hours before they shut your live off and you have to come back on. So look, we're going to do some football games here. And we're going to have some watch parties on the majority of the football games. So let's get excited about football because I think we're going to have a good year. I don't know how many games we're going to win, but I think we're going to be exciting, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. And Kenny Minchie, that's the guy. Yeah, our offense. Willie Rodriguez, that's the sneaky guy. Nobody's talking about him. But yeah, I think he's good enough to be first team all SEC as a tight end. And if they use him like they did in Oregon, he's going to have a really good year. All right, guys. Once again, hey, put some comments down. Tell me what you think about the Fine Bombers and the SEC Network. I probably already know what you think, but let's dog them out anytime we can. Hey, hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.